IP, Bucharest City Local Center. Sir, basically, as per WHO estimate, World Health Organization, approx 4.2 million people, die prematurely every year from outdoor air pollution, and about 3.8 million people die across the world every year because of this indoor pollution. So approximate 7 million people every year, they become victims of this air pollution. And that's why this seminar is right now very relevant, how we can use technology to mitigate this issue of air pollution, across the world. And it has been found that respiratory infections, heart diseases, lung cancer, all are related with air pollution. And 1/3 of deaths from stroke, lung cancer, and heart disease all because of air pollution. So that's why Institute of Engineers has decided to organize this seminar on air pollution mitigation, because in India, right, as our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has today told, a lot of startups are coming up who do a lot of innovations on providing solutions on sustainability, air pollution mitigation. So we have we have startups with us who have a very novel technology, how to mitigate air pollution in a big area without much investment and without any change in infrastructure. So before we start this webinar, I would request our chairman, Bokaro, IEI Bokaro Local Center, Naveen Prakash Srivastav, for welcome address. Sir, please.
A very good Dr. G. Ranganath and Dr. Mishra sir, we are really privileged to have you on this webinar, because you're the right person as a chief guest for us.
There's some connection problems.
Net connectivity.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's some net connectivity issue.
There was some glitches for technical hiccups. One second.
Srivastavji, check your system.
Yeah, it is visible. One sec. Sir.
Yeah, please carry on.
There was some glitch. Sir, actually, I was in a transit. I flew to Delhi. I'm here in Delhi. There was not an issue. So, sir, a very good evening and warm welcome. And in fact, what Nitesh was telling, that this air pollution is going to be the biggest threat to the humanity. And some of the statistics which are very horrifying, that 9 people are exposed to air pollution, and most of the countries which are developing countries are having more threat on health, because the producers, the contributors are the developed countries, but basically we, the developing countries and underdeveloped countries, are more under threat. And in fact, industries have the solution for the air pollution prevention, like the ESPs and back filters and all. But unfortunately, in India, like a country like India, we don't have solution. If you talk about the ambient air quality improvement, there is one that you can control it on source, but source industry, they have the control. But if it is a vehicular emission and all, and other emissions which are contributed by other sources, so for that we need to go ahead for end of the pipe treatment. And in fact, we have read in the journals and all, there are some countries who are actually going ahead with the air purifier and all in big way on some big crossing big areas on the basically where people are exposed to this ambient poor air quality. So what these three papers which we are going to have today, probably they are the solution, because Nitesh was telling that there are so many startups are coming, they are working in this field. And I have personally seen Dr. Anand Wankhade's product and JC Clean's products. They are having a very basically right approach for end of the pipe treatment. And in fact, they have very, their equipments are very readily available. They can produce in bulk if they get the orders. So they had been to our place, and some of the area like the center plant and the line cancellation plant where the ambient air quality, rather oxygen quality, is quite high. So we are going ahead with some massive refurbishing of ESPs. There we tried their product, and in fact they'll be putting their product in our area on trial basis. but they had basically come to our place, and basically they are having a portable sort of equipment which can be placed right inside the living rooms, and that can improve your air quality. And this sort of efforts are really laudable. And in fact, all the very best to this organizer for organizing such a wonderful webinar. We'll be interacting during the session, and I basically, this for me, this will be take away that what is the right solution for this sort of poor air quality index in cities, how to go ahead for mitigation of those emissions. Top priority should be the source reduction, but if at all it is there in our ambience, so our effort should be there to minimize the exposure to our humanity, to the public. In that area, if these type of startups are working, I think they will add, they will have good contribution to the society. And in fact, absolutely, it's a win-win scenario. They will have a big business, but in turn, they will generate an ecosystem where at least they can give us air quality, which are basically normally our air quality, like the cities in Delhi and Calcutta are basically poor. They are in the red. So if these type of products are promoted through startups and through Make in India, I think we are basically in the 75th year of our independence. We are celebrating this Amrit Mahotsav. So what can be a better time than this, that these sort of products are being promoted? And through this webinar, these three panelists will be coming out with their products and detailing. All the very best to them. They'll be letting us know what they are having. At least all those people who are connected to this webinar, they can propagate this information. They're all people who are working with them in their domain of influence. So thank you so much, everyone, for being with us. And let's begin this webinar in a big way. And all the very best to all the panelists and the participants. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your guidance. And we are privileged to have with us Dr. Arup Kumar Mishra, Chairman, Pollution Control Board, Assam. Sir, please share your words of wisdom with the audience. Mishra, sir.
Sir, kindly unmute yourself.
Mishraji, unmute your system.
Now it is okay? Yeah.
It's okay now.
So very good evening to all the esteemed colleagues in the Institution of Engineers India. I thought that President will be present, but nevertheless, thanks to him. Dr. G. Ranganath, Chairman Kate, our esteemed panelist, Mr. A.H. Ansari, Mr. Anand Wankhere, Mr. Amar Singh Yadav, the moderator Nitesh Ranjan, Chairman Bokaro Steel City Local Center, Mr. Naveen Prakash Srivastavji, Secretary, Honorary Secretary Sunil Kumar, other participants, my colleague in Calcutta, Aparna, and all other participants who are present in this particular event. So as already mentioned to you, today morning only, suddenly I came to know about this particular program because Sri Jagdish Singhal, our ENDB chairman, he called me up and says he has some preoccupation and not well. So he asked me to join it. And since I'm from this area only, therefore it's my privilege that I talk to you about a little bit about the problems and what I expect from the panelists. Already it's been mentioned that air pollution is a silent killer. And India is one of the worst polluters because we are a developing country. 26% of people still are below the poverty line as per government definition. We have lots of thousands and thousands of hamlets and small towns and cities and villages where we don't have clean fuel. Still the fuel wood burning is going on. Therefore, it is the developed nations, all the developed nations who have already got a control over air pollution or water pollution, they are blaming at us. But I don't think that India and China immediately can jump into some pollution. You all know about the last November declaration in COP26, where Honorable Prime Minister had mentioned that we can become carbon neutral by maximum 2070, not before that. America had said 2050. China set the goal for 2060. India, all its problems, huge population of 1.4 billion, cannot afford to go beyond that. So we all know there is no point in this particular webinar to talk about, because we don't have school or college children, that what is air pollution. But the most killing aspect now is becoming, as already mentioned by Navinji, this particular matter, indoor and outdoor both equally. Sometimes we feel that if you close your doors and windows, you are inside the house, you are safe. It's not so. Inside the house also there are a number of, micro level pollutants, which comes under particulate matter 2.5, which you call 2.5 micron size or less particulate matter. They are also going to be killers, from your carpet, from your dhoop and agarbatti, from your other materials inside the house. They are costly. There are a lot of disturbance. Please, can you request all the participants to kindly unmute themselves so that I can speak? Unmute your.
I Bokaro, Mr. Vayan Singh Saab, can you mute your system, Mr.
Please, mute the system, please. Yeah. So this particular matter, PM 2.5, is a metal pollutant generated by multiple activities, like use of fossil fuel, construction and demolition, infrastructure project, industries and factories, just to name a few. Where there is no air pollution, everywhere there is air pollution. When the first human being found the fire, discovered fire by two stones, and they had struck and they had put up a fire, from that day onwards, pollution has been there. Problem today is not of air pollution or what are the composition of the pollutants. Problem is that we have outnumbered the natural capacity. What we call carrying capacity. So therefore, my friends, we must also discuss in that light. Human civilization, the way we are living right now, it cannot reverse back to a primitive level. Impossible. We have to live a life. We have to live a modern life. But the point I'm trying to make is that wherever possible, compromises have to be made. Wherever possible, avoiding the things have to be there. Navinji mentioned about some gadgets, indoor gadgets, outdoor gadgets. Well, I have been in teaching for 25 years. I have been 5.5 years Director of Science and Technology, Assam government. I was in DST, Government of India, Ministry of Science and Technology, doing some project level work for almost 3.5 years. So I have seen that when you try to develop more and more gadgets, electric gadgets, electronic gadgets, or some sort of mechanical equipment devices, they also have a sort of carbon footprint in the nature. A gadget is not coming free. It's a carbon footprint. Last week, I was attending a conference of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Guwahati, where they had talked about the electric vehicle. I said, electric vehicle sounds fine, perfectly all right. After 4 years, you have to change your battery. Battery itself has got a huge carbon footprint, whether it is lithium ion or some other particular battery. So in the running time, fine, you are not emitting any NOx or SOx, no sulfur, no carbon dioxide. Okay, fine. But you have to think about that also, how best the battery life could be enhanced, how the battery charging mechanism could be fastened as far as possible. So all these things are there. Therefore, sometimes you have to go for a sort of balancing. It's called trade-off, trading off between the gadget you use and the type of problems that you have. Okay. Already it has been mentioned how much people are affected. Not the world. India has in 2019 data, 2019 data, 17 lakh people, 1.7 million people lost their lives premature, directly due to airborne diseases. Whether it is ambient disease outside or it is indoor disease, it is the problem. Air pollution severely doesn't only health. Think about the man days lost. Suppose you are in Bokaro steel plant. Suddenly people get affected by some sort of, virus or infectious disease or something like that. There is 50% less laborers and workers in the industry. Can you imagine what type of cost it will incur upon the organization? So India loses something like $30 to $78 billion every year because of this, which is roughly about 0.8 to 0.9% of the GDP. Not a very small figure. 0.9% of India's GDP lost because of airborne diseases, because of people not coming to job, is a very, very serious matter, a matter of concern. Equally, another matter of concern for me is that over 50% of the particulate matter 2.5 emission are formed in secondary way. I think all of us, we are engineers, whatever may be our discipline, we know that some pollutants are primary, they come straight from the source, and some go to the atmosphere, mix up with something else, and they become secondary pollutant. For example, in the upper atmosphere, suppose we have ammonia gas, we have NH3, ammonia gas. Along with that, if you mix sulfur dioxide or nitrogen oxide, then you form some pollutants, which is dangerous. Individually, one pollutant may not be so dangerous, but when 2 or 3 mix up, by the synergistic effect, they become very, very lethal. This is one point which we as chemical engineers have been always taught. Agriculture, industry, power plant, household, transport, all these 5 sectors are contributing tremendously to formation of secondary particulate matter. This is one area where our researchers and even industry has to work upon. In fact, secondary pollutant particulate matter, they spread much farther, travel very faster. And if you look at the history of air pollution, America and Canada, once these 2 countries, big countries in the world, they fought over a refinery which was working in the American side, but the pollutants were going 50 kilometers down with the wind. And in, people in like bordering Canada, they were suffering from different diseases. So almost these countries came to the problems. Pollutants don't understand what is the boundary of a country or a particular district or state. They go wherever wind takes them. Air pollution challenge in India is inherently multi-sectoral. This is one area which I like to flag off. It's called multi-sectoral and multi-jurisdictional. Cities need to look beyond the immediate jurisdiction for effective air pollution control and apply a new set of tools for airshed-based management. I think water is much more developed in this. You all have heard about, watershed management. You don't just manage one river or a lake. You manage the entire area which is coming at the particular river. All the villages, all the towns and cities coming near the river also is taken as a watershed in totality, and then the management plan is done. So America has got wonderful examples, beautiful examples. They have got is in the river of Nile, Egypt. They have got beautiful, examples. I have seen myself some watershed management projects in France, in Germany, Netherlands. They are wonderful examples. So now it is a time to go to the air also, not only water. In air also, you must look. If I only control those who are aware of Guwahati city, from the city, you just go a couple of kilometers, you step into Meghalaya. In the national highway, left-hand side is Assam, right-hand is Meghalaya. In Meghalaya side now, lot of hill cutting for industries, development is going on. They are setting up small factories, trading shops, even petrol pump depots. And this entire, windy day or rain, entire thing comes down to Guwahati city. Therefore, recently our 2 chief ministers sat together and then they said that this type of water and air pollution problem, both the states of Assam and Meghalaya must tackle together. Alone, one state cannot do it. So all these things are there. Technologies are available. We are engineers. One thing under IEI, which always I have been maintaining, that if there is a problem which has been created by science and technology, there is also a solution. We must be proud of our heritage, proud of our capabilities. I always tell my colleagues in IEI that if there is some technology problem, then we also must find out the solution. Adoption of new technology can be ensured. Absorption of users is more important than the adoption. Sometimes we adopt new technology, but the society as a whole doesn't absorb it. They can't absorb it. It's like, having a lot of vitamins in your body, which goes out in the urination. The body cannot keep the vitamin, over vitamin dose. Doctor says, ki vitamin stop karo. So all these things are there. Technology, I'm sure all these people are using. Okara steel plant is a very, very well-managed steel plant. As a chemical engineer, we have known it from our student days, So definitely, whatever problems are generated, the government of India is now very serious. I am also a member of the Central Pollution Control Board. Every year, they pick up 5 members from 28 states, 5 chairmen from 28 states in the Central Board. Right now, it is my turn going on. Till next year, 2023, I will be a member in the CPCB. We are looking at these things in totality. What type of new SOPs can be given up? What type of new technologies can be adopted? It's very serious. Government of India is very serious about air pollution mitigation by any and all means. Government is contemplating a revision of the air quality standards also. This is an information I'm passing on. Now we have got some standards. We know this much ppm, that much ppm is there in all the air quality measurements. Very soon, within a few months, you will get a new air quality standards, which will be based upon today's reality. 10 years back, population of India was different, technology was different, cities were not developing the way now it is developed. Everywhere, you go to any state now, you see highways coming up, super highways coming up, a lot of construction going on. Therefore, very soon CPCB will come up with a new thing. Expansion of renewable energy. Dear friends, this is a very, very important point. We have been working in Assam for solar also. People said, Assam mein kahan se itna barish, itna baad hai, solar power kahan se hoga? You will be happy to know we have added a lot of megawatts by only solar power. Our medical colleges, our schools and colleges are all having now like big plans for solar power. It is working. Promotion of electric vehicle, already I have mentioned about that. Tata Nexon has come up a few days back with a new model. There are 4 or 5 different variations coming up. These electric vehicles will also help us a lot in reducing the vehicular pollution. Ujjwala, Ujjwala scheme is there for Government of India, whereby LPG has been provided to millions of households in India. So all these things, basically what? All these things, what I'm mentioning are contributing. So I hope today's webinar to discuss and deliberate upon the issues which has been flagged off. Dr. Sengal, Aparna had prepared some sort of small, write-up for the whole thing. But because I'm a chemical engineer, because I am at the hem of affairs of the entire state of Assam for pollution control, we regularly work. In Assam itself, we have got 5 cities which are under NCAP. NCAP means National Clean Air Program. Guwahati, Silchar, Jorhat, Sivsagar, Nagaon. 5 towns are there where for last 3 years continuously, some parameters are not below the acceptable limits of Government of India. So we are doing our best to control the pollution. And one thing I must say, because I also belong to, I've spent about 30 years of my life, last 30 years, in popularization of science, communication of science. Some people actually in Assam don't know me as a chemical engineer. They know me as a science popularizer. But I am telling you, you do whatever good things are there. You take the best of the technology in the world. You have all the money and resources. If people don't accept it, it's all big zero. You're back to square one. So ultimately, mass awareness are very, very important. You have to go for mass awareness and mass sensitization. When people learn in a big way when they are hurt. My teacher used to say, don't hit anybody in a soft corner or some soft muscle. Try to hit them in the joint. If the pain remains for 3-4 days, he or she will learn what to say. So this is not a very good example I'm citing, but my way of saying is that basically we have to have some sort of a society where every individual at their own level, every industry at their own level, society as a whole, transport department, industry department, everybody, they come together, and then only like air pollution control will be possible. So I'm very happy it has been taken up by none other than a very, very well-run industry in the country, Bokaro Steel Plant. But my misfortune is that I have never been able to visit this particular plant. I have thought many times. I have traveled across the globe, but I have not seen Bokaro Steel Plant.
Please do come.
So at this time, I hope today
will be a lovely host for you.
Today I am playing. Yes, Navinji, today I am Stepney to Jagdish Singhal because he is not there. I am there. But I think today's initiation introduction will very soon make me go to Bokaro and accept your hospitality. I want to see the whole thing.
Sir.
So with all these things,
we'll love you.
Thanks to my good friend Dr. Ranganath and all of the people, I end up here, and I hope that all 3 panelists will be giving us some new food for thought. Thank you very much.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We'll love to have you at Bokaro, sir. Looking forward for you.
Sure.
Sure. We'll connect, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Sir. And as rightly pointed out by Dr. Arup Kumar Mishra, we need to have a balanced and sustainable approach for this air pollution mitigation. And that's, I believe this webinar, at the end of the webinar, we will have a solution for this, as pointed out by Naveen sir. We have startups who have innovative technology for mitigation of air pollution in a sustainable way. And now we are fortunate to have with us Dr. D. Ranganath, Chairman, Committee for Advancement of Technology and Engineering with us. So, sir, please share a word of wisdom with the audience. G. Ranganath, sir.
Thank you, Smarty moderator, Nitish Kumar Rajan.
Thank you, sir.
In absentia, dear President H.O. Thackerayji, as well, Chairman of ENDB, good friend of me, Engineer J.C. Singalji, where today, good friend of me for past about 3 decades, Dr. Anup Kumar ji, who is taking responsibility as a chairman of ENDB today for this program, who is spending a lot of energy and time in Assam state in the pollution board, as well he is extending his service in government of India. Being his chemical engineer, his pollution board is extending his vast service and vast experience and vast utility for the government of India is serving. And good friend of me as a chairman of Bokaro Steel City Local Center, NP Srivastavji, honorary secretary of the Bokaro Steel City Local Center, engineer Sunil Kumarji. The eminent panelists are the speakers Ansariji, Anand Wakade, Amresh Jadhav. By seeing these three panelists' names, I felt so emotional that I wanted in their programs today. Then all the committee members of Bokaro Steel City Local Center, all the participants, because nearly about 800 participants are there, you can imagine. I am so happy to extend my evening greetings to all of you. Good evening to all of you. And as a matter of this today's topic, emerging trends for air pollution mitigation. It is not a small topic. It is we can take it as three topics. One is mitigation in this field. Then air pollution is alarming situation in the entire world. Then emerging trends, it is a new challenge every day. And this matter came to me through headquarters that Bokaro Steel City Local Center want to have a webinar on this topic. I was tempted. Why webinar? Why can't they convert into 2 days seminar so that we can give some seeding fund to them? Because it's a wonderful topic and it's an alarming situation today, not for India alone. It is entire globe. We know how the global warming is alarming in Antarctic Ocean. Same our capital city of India, the Delhi. Our judiciary is involved and directed the rulers of the government of India as well as Delhi state government, what they are doing on pollution. They also tried lot of ways and means by putting vehicle pollution control and other pollution controls, everything. As our Anup Kumar Mishra ji has thrown a light on statistical data as well, the situation of this air pollution, it is so wonderfully, nicely is given. All participants certainly they would enjoy. Beyond Anup Kumar Mishra ji, there are three eminent panelists as speakers. Certainly they are going to throw a light on that. I don't want to take much of their time on the topic, but today I want to emphasize all my good friends, those who are attending this program as participants, and chairman of Bokaro Steel Cities Local Center, who is an executive in a Bokaro Steel plant. Bokaro Steel plant is not a small city or a small plant in the country. It is a prestigious, one of the biggest industry in the country, which is producing steel, no doubt in that. But now my importance to all of you, see, coming to IEI, it is century-old institution. The only one engineering forum started in way back 1921. Recently, we celebrated century celebrations throughout the country. In that, we are having 15 divisions, starting from mechanical, computer science, electrical, civil, chemical, and so on to environmental division board. Environmental division board is most important board, no doubt in that. But unfortunately, it is a very small board as in today's situation. Because though there are good number of environmental engineers, either basically maybe chemical, serving in environmental board, otherwise done in their education in environmental board, otherwise they are civil engineers serving this board, they are all serving in environmental pollution boards in various places, including Bokaro Steel City, Bokaro Steel plant. My humble appeal to all of you, please do come forward to become member of this forum. It is a century-old forum. I told you already that beyond that, the membership fees per life is very, very less when compared to so other professional forums, which has taken a birth maybe a decade back, a couple of decades back. Not like our IEI. IEI is the one which is serving as century-old institution, I told you, beyond that, in different domains. All other forums like IETA, or CSI, etc. They are all small, narrow down. They are serving only in a particular domain. But IA is not like that. 15 divisions and nearly 2.5 lakh corporate members, all senior engineers. Now, I want to encourage you, for all these participants, please do come forward to become members in this professional forum. And Naveen Srivastav, who is the chairman of this local center and the big boss of one of the big boss in the steel plant, please use your good office. Talk to the engineers belong to us. Not only this environmental division board, even they are coming other boards like mechanical, civil, or chemical or so. Let them come forward to become members in our forums. Particularly, I want to see this environmental board should become at least in a good numbers, at least 1,000 members should be there. As I told, is very less. My humble appeal to Honorary Secretary and Chairman on this. Then for all the participants, yes, you are having so much eager to listen to the speakers. That's what I not touch the topics of today, other than giving small light that it is important topic. But importantly, please, many of you are qualified. Many of you are having a qualification as eligibility. And many of you are having your own resources. Becoming life member in this forum by spending 5,000 rupees is a peanut in front of so many professional powers in the country. Please do come forward. Let us all join together, not making our enrichment of IEI membership, to develop our activities technically, spreading our activities technically in various ways and means, so that we are going to be resources for any government, either state government or central government, to give a good number of deliberations and give a good number of outputs to them. So today, the speakers are going to speak a lot of things. An outcome of it is going to serve a lot for the various state governments in the same board of pollution, and central government, the same board of pollution. With this, let me wish Bokaro Steel City Local Center going to come forward to have a good number of not only webinars, seminars and symposias. Do come forward. As the chairman of CATE, I'll assure you almost all programs, because I know you have another good center there, you will run the program successfully. What are the way we can support you by giving seed money? What are the way we can encourage you by giving, what are the other technical supports we can encourage you? As you know, our Aparna, who is headquarter representative, she is always having very good coordination, local centers versus headquarters versus other office bearers, including me as the chairman of CATE. So with this, because I had to attend another program at 7 o'clock, otherwise I would have attended all your 3 panelist programs with the permission of my friend Anup Kumar Mishraji and Srivastavji, who is the chairman of this board, as well as Honorary Secretary Sunil Kumar and young moderator. Let me take leave of you. I am very happy to wish this program is going to big success and grand success. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, G. Rangnath sir, for showing us the way forward for contributing in the progress of nation through as an engineer by putting forward and looking forward for best technology and as far as engineering is concerned and air pollution mitigation.
Dr. G. Ranganathan, I take this opportunity to add many people, youngsters or retired people in Bokaro to our family, this extended family of IEI. I promise you that it will be good numbers will be adding this year.
Nice of you, Chairman. Nice of you.
Very good to hear.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Now, with this, I think we can start our webinar. As we all know, India is the 3rd most polluted country in the world and home to some 22 of the 30 most polluted cities, according to 2020 World Air Quality Report. So ambient air pollution poses a grave and multifaceted risk to India's perspective of achieving its development goal, because it leads to a rapid increase in public health expenditure, diminished labor productivity, and reduced agriculture yields. So we have with us eminent speakers, Mr. Anand Wankhede, that is Regional Manager, Devik Earth, and Mr. Amarsin Jadhav, Director, J Clean Weather Technology Private Limited. So I think with this, we can start our webinar on this relevant topic, because as we all know, at the end of this webinar, I believe we have a proper, at least some solutions, some futuristic solutions to sort out this issue, because it's high time to adopt technologies which can reduce air pollution, especially PM10, PM2.5 level in Indian cities at affordable cost. That is very important. And to bring this pertinent issue of dealing with air pollution mitigation, I request Mr. Anand Wankhede, Regional Manager Devikar, to start his presentation. Mr. Anand, please.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I would like to thank Institute of Engineering, Bokaro Steel City. Big thank you to Naveen Srivastava sir, to Arup sir, to Ranganathan sir, to Sunil sir, and sir for giving us this opportunity to present our technology. I'll just share my screen. Yeah, hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, Wankhede, it is visible.
Yeah, so we have the world's most advanced technology for ambient air purification, which is called as the Pure Skies. And I mean, during the course of the presentation, I'll let you know as to what this technology does, how it was invented, the working of it, and who's the person who's invented this technology. And then we'll go on to some of the case studies, some of the places where we are working and what type of results we've given. And then we'll finally conclude it. So this slide shows us about the impact of air pollution on the workers working in the industrial area. And as per Delberg's estimate, it shows us that every year 1.3 billion days of leave is taken by workers working in the industrial area in India, which results in a loss of $6 billion in revenue to the entire industry. So we'll come to now what this technology does. This technology called as Pure Skies reduces every particulate matter which is lesser than PM20. Now, the reason why it reduces, why it focuses on these particulate matters which are lesser than PM20 is because these are the most harmful pollutants. Because when they go into our nose, mouth, and they go into our system, we don't even come to know. They are so microscopic and invisible. And they straight away go into our system, they penetrate our lungs, they go into blood, and they cause a lot of cardiovascular and heart diseases, cause asthma. And that is the reason why they are monitored by all environmental agencies across the world. On this screen, you can see the size of a human hair, which is PM60. And in comparison to that, you can see the size of a PM10, which is so small, and PM2.5, which is even smaller than that. So these particulate matters which are lesser than PM20 are very dangerous because we don't come to know, we don't see them. But the pollutants which are bigger than PM20 are less dangerous because when they go into our nose and mouth, they get obstructed over there. We might get immediate irritation out of it, but they are not as dangerous as the ones which are lesser than the PM20. And now I'll just give a brief about how this technology was invented or why it was invented. On this slide, you can see Dr. Shrikant Sola, who's the founder and CEO of this technology. Now I'll just give a brief about Dr. Shrikant Sola. Dr. Shrikant Sola is born and brought up in the US. He studied at Stanford University, Duke University, studied at Harvard, and he's been associated with the Cleveland Institute of Heart, which is the best institute for heart for a period of 15 years. And after being associated with them for almost 15 years, he came back to India. And as he's a member of the Sathya Sai community, he got associated with the Sri Sathya Sai Hospital, which is in Bangalore, which gives free treatment to heart patients. And when he was associated with Sri Sathya Sai Hospital, he used to come across a lot of young patients, young men, women, small children who used to suffer from these heart diseases. And I mean that is something which made him do further research as to why people at such a young age are suffering through these heart diseases. And on further analysis, he came to a conclusion that they are suffering through these heart diseases because of extensive exposure to these particulate matters which are lesser than PM20. And so to address this problem, he started working on this technology along with his colleagues, and developed this product called as Pure Skies after a long research of 13 years. Now, this is our Pure Skies unit. What it does is that it emits these very low frequency pulsed Wi-Fi waves, which have a certain algorithm to it. And when these waves, they cover the entire area, they rub a slight charge onto these particulate matters, which causes them to bipolarize. That is, the positive ions in a PM, they come on one side, and the negative ions, they go on the other side, which causes them to bipolarize. And then they start getting attracted towards each other. They slowly start coming towards each other. They coagulate, and they become bigger in size. A PM2.5 slowly becomes PM10, PM15, PM40, PM50, and it becomes heavier and bigger in size, and it falls down. That is how this technology reduces ambient air pollution. And the biggest USP of this technology is that it can cover a huge area. I mean, the way in which entire city of Surat, you must have known, you must be knowing that the entire city of Surat is on Wi-Fi. In the same way, we can cover the entire city with multiple units of this technology by creating a low frequency pulse Wi-Fi zone. And this technology is ideal for indoors as well as outdoors. That's how actually it works. Whenever we identify an area where we have to reduce ambient air pollution, what we do is that we place these third-party air quality monitors in that area, and we measure the daily PM2.5 and PM10 levels for a period of 14 days. And after 14 days, we determine a baseline for PM2.5 and PM10, and then we switch on our Pure Skies unit. And once the Pure Skies unit is switched on, it starts emitting these very low frequency pulsed Wi-Fi waves, because of which it starts slowly coagulating these particulate matters. It brings them closer to each other, it coagulates them, and it settles them down. This process of these particulate matters getting coagulated and settling down is a natural process which is called as dry deposition. What our technology does is that it accelerates it by 6 to 7 times. You must have at times noticed that if you keep your cabins closed for a period of a week's time, in that case you would see a slight amount of dust getting deposited on your furniture. Now this happens because all these particulate matters which are there in the air, which are invisible, they keep on coagulating, they keep on coming closer to each other, they become bigger, and they start settling down. What our technology does is that it accelerates this natural process of dry deposition. This is the entire setup which you generally get. This is our Pure Skies unit. These are the third-party air quality monitors which we use. And this is the live dashboard on which you can see the live levels of PM2.5 and PM10 levels. And this is a pictorial example of how we install these units. These are the industries with whom we are working. We are working with mining industry, steel industry. This can also be installed in cities, in industrial areas, in cement plants, in offices. Now we'll go on to some of the case studies. This is a cement plant in Karnataka where our system is being deployed. And when we did a baseline study of the PM2.5 and PM10 levels, as you can see, represented by the red bars, which was PM2.5 was 62 and PM10 was 269. And in a span of 4 weeks, you can see PM2.5 reduced by 48% and PM10 reduced by 50%. And the total area which was covered during this process was 30 acres outdoors. This is an example of a steel plant in Maharashtra where the PM2.5.
Andre, sorry to interrupt. Would you like to have questions during the session or after this presentation?
Anytime, sir, anytime.
Okay. So this is information to all. Anybody wants to interrupt, having any query, they can interrupt in between also. So you go ahead, Mr. Vankade, go ahead.
Sure. This is the example of a steel plant in Maharashtra where PM2.5 was 90 and PM10 was 113. And after a span of 3 months, you can see PM2.5 reduced by 83% and PM10 reduced by 76%. And the area which was covered in this case was 200 acres. This is an example of a heavy manufacturing unit in Maharashtra where the PM. Yeah, I have a question from Sunil sir. The area which this unit, I mean, one unit along with a couple of boosters can easily cover an outdoor area of 20 acres. And the second question is, what is the effect of these Wi-Fi waves on humans? I'll come to that. We have electromagnetic interference and electromagnetic compliance certification, which proves that these waves are absolutely safe for plants, humans, and animal. And these waves are just 20% of the frequencies which are required for a mobile Wi-Fi. These are not continuous in nature, the way in which our mobile Wi-Fi waves are. These are just 20% of it. And one question is, has there been any study conducted to establish the health effects of these low frequency? Yes, sir, we have electromagnetic interference and electromagnetic compliance certification, which is equivalent to CISP 11 standards of safety. So as you can see in this slide, in the heavy manufacturing unit in Maharashtra, we reduced PM2.5 by 64% and PM10 by 60%. This is an example of a thermal plant in Madhya Pradesh where PM2.5 levels were 101 and PM10 levels were 215. And you can see in a span of 5 weeks, we reduced PM2.5 by 47% and PM10 by 23%. This is an example of a steel plant, a cinema hall in Delhi, where which is an indoor area, wherein we reduced PM2.5 by 77%. From 117, it came down to 27, and PM10 reduced by 72%. That is, we reduced PM10 from 208 to a level of 58. This is again an example of an office space in Bangalore, where we reduced PM2.5 by 75% and PM10 by 69%. And I mean, we give this technology on a subscription basis so that it's not at all expensive to anybody. Nobody has to permanently bear the cost of it. And these are the certifications we have. We have tested our technology at IIT Kanpur. We had done this study under Professor Tripathi. We have a CIMA lab certification. We have ITS certification for product safety. We have quality management system deployed. We have an ISO 9001 2015 certification. This is the report of IIT Kanpur, wherein we reduced PM2.5, PM1, and PM10 by 50%. And this is a certification by CIMA Labs, which is an NABL accredited laboratory, which proves the efficacy of our technology. as per their report, it reduced PM 2.5 by 65%. This is the electromagnetic interference and electromagnetic compliance certification. Yeah, there's one more question which has come up. Are there any units for office? Yes, we do have units for offices as well. This unit, we give it as per the area which we cover. For outdoors, we charge 16,000 per acre per month. And for indoors, we charge 5 rupees per square feet per month. How many units are required for each acre and the capital cost of the same? So we charge 16,000 for each acre covered per month. This is a slide which shows that these electromagnetic waves, the Wi-Fi waves which we use, are quite safe as certified by WHO also. Now, these are some of the advantages of our technology over the other competitors which we have. Like, it covers a huge area. It can cover an area of thousands of acres. It can the initial cost is very low. The installation is very, very simple. The operational cost is very low. The power consumption is absolutely low. It requires probably just 10 ports. There's no manpower required. It's absolutely a maintenance-free device. It does not require any human intervention from your side as well as from our side. There are no operational disruptions. The maintenance is very low. And it reduces PM 2.5, PM 10, SOx, NOx, and CO. And it does not produce any byproducts like ozone or noise or dust or any type of waste. You can see the example of an installation. As to how we install it, we generally install the unit at a height of around about 15 to 20 feet, depending upon the structures which are there in the vicinity. This is the media coverage which we have received over the years. These are some of the customers with whom we are working. We are working with Vedanta, Hindustan Zinc, wherein we are covering an area of around about 200 acres. We have started our first international project with the BHP Bilton in Chile, wherein we are covering an area of 2-kilometer diameter in the mines. We are working with Hindustan Zinc. We are working with chemical companies like Anupam Rasayan, Galaxy Surfactant, UPL, SRF Chemical. We are also in process of having an order from Tata Chemicals. In cement sector, we are working with PCC Cement, Ambuja Cement, JK Cement, Orient Cement, and in heavy machinery, we are working with JCB, IMEPG, Tata Steel. In steel industry, we are working with, and we have also started working with Hindalco. This is our new improved unit of Pure Skies, which looks more polished. And this is an example as to how it is installed in outdoors as well as in indoors. These are some of the awards which we have received over the years. We were winners of the IESA award. We were winners of the Airport Authority of India award. We got Indo Data Week award, and we were finalists in the Smart Urbanization project. We were finalists in the Labour National Conference. We were finalists in PCIG 2020, and we were finalists in the Panasonic Innovation Campaign in 2019. With this, we come to the end of the presentation.
Yeah, thanks, Anand, for this very informative presentation. And our regards to Dr. Srikant Sola, who is co-founder and CEO of Devik Earth, and who is also an international cardiologist. But after seeing the pain of patient because of this air pollution and heart disease in patient because of this air pollution, he invented this innovative methodology to control air pollution. So kudos to your team and especially Dr. Srikant Sola. So I believe we can go for the next presentation, and after that we can have a combined question session. Is it fine, Anand?
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, our next presenter right now we have Mr. Amrishin Jadhav. He was director of operation at J Clean Weather Tech Private Limited, with more than 10 years of experience in the field of environmental solutions. And in the year 2020, his company was recognized by Department of Science and Technology, DST, Government of India, for its patented technology around 1,000 negative ion generator to fight against COVID-19 pandemic. So his product is working in the both aspects. First is mitigation of air pollution, and second, it also kill this COVID-19 bacteria and also helps to improve the immunity. So with this introduction, I request Mr. Amarsin Jadhav to share his presentation. Mr. Amarsin, please go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, Amarsin, you are audible.
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm Amarsin Jadhav, Director Operations of J Clean Weather Tech Private Limited. I'm very much thankful to the Institute of Engineers India and Bokaro Steel Plant for inviting us as a panelist to present our technology among the topmost leaders in this business. So I would like to invite my principal scientist, Dr. D.B. Jadhav, who is a F-grade scientist. He served Indian government for more than 35 years as a joint director for IITM, that is Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology. Let me start my presentation.
Mr. Wankide, please withdraw your presentation.
And please, yeah, thank you, Anand. Please, Amrish, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hello, Nitesh. Is my presentation is seen?
Yeah, Amar, it's visible. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. We are a representative of J Clean Weather Tech Private Limited. It is an ISO certified company established in 2019 by our founder director is Dr. D.B. Jadhav. As I introduced him, he was a F-grade scientist and former joint director of Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Government of India. And we have Dr. Gufran Beg, sir, who is a scientist G grade and who was a founder and director of SAFAR, Air Quality Forecasting System. And he was a former director of IITM, that is again Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Government of India. And he is a proud recipient of some of these awards. You can see on the screen, that is the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award by Honorable Prime Minister of India. Even he got award from United Nations, that Norbert Garbier Mum Award. Even he got a Young Scientist Award by Mass India and many others. Let me start about the technology. Sir, we are into generation of negative air ions, that is NAI. We have developed a technology which is called as a MAHDIG, that is multiple antenna high density ion generation. This is a fundamental principle. It works on the fundamental principle of corona discharge, which is same like a thunder lightning. This NAI, that is a negative air ions, are the natural phenomenon. Means we can found them in naturally. The natural the sources, natural sources are like thunder, lightning, waterfalls, seashores, and even forests. We can find them, and these are natural cleansing agents. NAI, when enters in the atmosphere, they react basically with the water vapor to form OH and H2O2. OH is oxyl radicals and H2O is the hydrogen peroxide, which are detergent molecules, and they react to reduce the pollution, that is 2.5, 10. Even they react with the CO, that is carbon monoxide, which is highly poisonous than the CO2. Even they can helpful to reduce SOx concentrations as well as NOx concentrations. And one more thing I would like to add, this NAI even can act as a cloud condensing nuclei to improve rainfall, or we can say to enhance the rainfall. So we can act as it can be a tool, bipolar tool. So the basic objective is to reduce 2.5 PM10 CO and O3 at surface level only by generating trillions of negative ions and this works by means we can say 2.5 and 10. We can settle it down by coagulation process. By they attract means the PM1, PM2, PM10. They coagulate each other to become a heavier molecule or a heavier object, which is not able to suspend in the air for a longer time. So they will fall down, or they will attach to a surface and it will no more in the air. So we can't means there will be less chances to inhale them in our body, and which will create any further problems. It is also decomposed CO, O3, SOx, NOx by many chain reactions with OH and H2O2. And one more thing about this negative ions, these hydroxyl radicals are.
Okay, Amar, sorry to interrupt you. I think there are few participants who want to, ask some questions to you. So, is it okay
Yes,
for you to answer right now, or would you like to answer at the end of the session?
No, sir. They can ask right now also. Sir, Dr. Sir is there also.
Yeah, in the questions session, they have written the comment. Okay. 7:03 p.m. Okay. They're asking for. Actually, they are telling that your slides are not moving.
Okay, slides are not moving.
So please, so that is one issue. I think for this, I believe you can minimize your slides, because sometimes in Zoom it happens that
Okay,
whenever you go for full screen, then slides stop. So you can right now it's moving.
It's moving. We are on third slide, right, sir?
No, you are on second slide.
Okay, we are on second slide. Yes.
Yeah. Right now it's third slide. Yes, it's third slide. Okay.
Third slide.
Yes.
That is which I have explained already, right, sir?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Please go ahead.
This side is methodology slide, which I am explaining. Right, so you can see the screen.
Yeah, right now we can see, no issue. Please go ahead.
Yes. And this I was oxyl radicals. So these oxyl radicals are very useful to control the pathogens like virus and bacteria. These oxyl radicals can break outer membrane of these viruses and bacteria to deactivate these viruses. Even we got the certification for coronavirus also. Means if we spread these negative ions, we can reduce the spread of viruses and bacteria. And one more health advantage is that this negative ions are very useful to increase the immunity of the human body, which we got certification for from institute from Government of India also, and for corona also we got certification or institute by Government of India. Sir, as we had visited to your plant, we have even you provide the maps and all the studies which you have done. So your study and our visit was, we were claiming, means we were planning, means we can arrange this negative ion generators as well as a water fountain to reduce the particular area of almost 0.5 square kilometers. We can reduce the pollution, that is the 2.5 and 10 and SOx NOx also, by adding negative ion generation with water fountains. So and which will be a declustered water. So area coverage will be like this. You can see on the screen the small dots, red dots, which are on the road. Yeah, these are the negative ion generators, and this IG, that is a negative ion generator plus fountain. The area of coverage will be like this, and this all means IG negative ion generator and fountain 6. These will cover this area like this in elliptical shade in the direction of the wind, and this will cover, so we can have a reduced pollution in this particular area of 0.5 square kilometers in your sinter plant. Yes, again, the benefits of NAI, as I discussed already, it helps to prevent respiratory diseases. It increases disease resistance power, that is immunity, which we have got certificates from government institute by Government of India. There are many health benefits, like it eliminates insomnia, it normalizes the body metabolism, it acts as an antidepressant also, reduce fatigue. And there are many benefits in agriculture. That is, means these NAI are very good for human being as well as other plants and animals also. The growth in this particular environment, the growth of a plant literally increases by twice.
Amar, just sorry to interrupt you again. Actually, I request all the audience to type their comments in question session, question answer comment box. Just after Amar presentation, we will take all the questions. Just after this. So just keep on typing your doubts in this Q&A your box, and after that we will, after Amar presentation, we will take the questions. So Amar, please carry on.
Yes, yes. Just a second. Technology's USP. So this is a patented technology since 2001. There is no ozone emissions. We got certification from NABL accredited labs. There is a misconception in negative ion generators. The misconception is there with the negative ion generators that they create ozone, but our system does not create any ozone. It is neat and clean operation, filterless technology. We do not use any chemicals or any filters for this technology. It is a completely maintenance-free technology, and we have deployed our project, our technology, in IIT Delhi campus for the CPCB. There was a campaign in 2018 for Delhi Air Pollution Mitigation Program, where many technologies were invited, and we got our chance to deploy our technology in IIT Delhi Sonipat campus. It is space requirement, and it is also helpful for this electromagnetic radiation. I mean, it will reduce EMFs in the surroundings. These are some results where we got in the this testing in IIT Delhi by CPCB. My slide is. Sir, this was the test results which we got in IIT Delhi Sonipat campus. The readings were taken by the IIT Delhi only. We were successful to reduce pollution by 57.69%. That was a 2.5. This is SOx comparison. This was the blue line is IIT Sonipat line, where we have installed our unit, and the second line was the reference station, which was in Murthal. So we can calculate the difference. It was around a 20 to 30% reduction. The third result is NOx concentrations. Blue line is the Murthal line, that is the reference line, which and the red line is the IIT Delhi line, where our instrument was deployed. These are the particular case-wise certifications, case-wise testing of our product. These are all from NABL accredited labs. We can reduce 2.5 and these results are just over 20 minutes of operation. We got reduction of 56% in PM 2.5. PM 10 is almost, we got a reduction of 72%. Carbon monoxide is drastically brought down to 95%, and the CO concentration is almost 50%. These are some photographs of actual units. This is the photograph for if we have these are all depend on the area constraints, means where we have to deploy our instruments. These are the street we can deploy this instruments like just what we can say, a road. We can deploy it at road dividers also, which I had suggested in previous this slide. I will show you again this slide. This slide, sir. These are that instrument, that unit we can deploy here, and the big antennas, that is IG2. So these are this antenna, this big antenna, number 2. And our company is again ISO certified, CE certified, and we are also on a GEM. Thank you, sir. If any questions are there, we can answer.
Thank you, Amar, for
thank you so much.
Informative presentation. It's a new technology. I believe that technologies like this by startup only, they can change the way we do work at our offices, at our places, and they can provide an unconventional solution for mitigation of air pollution. If we see a lot of cities across India, a lot of places, they are facing this issue of air pollution. This type of innovative solution involve minimal investment, and they are able to cover a big area without any major changes in infrastructure and all. So I believe so. Yeah, yes, sir.
Nitesh, I have just a small query from Mr. Amar.
Yes, sir.
You have spoken about the entire thing, and it looks a really very lucrative proposition, fantastic proposition so far as reduction is concerned. But you have to also tell us a little bit about the costs, the type of cost estimation for what type of industries or the things like. So I would be interested from as a person from the Pollution Control Board, Assam, I'd be interested to know about the costing of the thing.
Means we have to calculate the cost.
How it goes.
Hello.
Please go ahead, Amar.
You take some basis and tell me what is the cost like, no?
Yes, means the cost is for 1 square kilometer is around 5 crores.
5 crore.
Yes, sir.
1 square
kilometer area. Yes, sir. We can scale it up also and down also.
1 square kilometer, how many number of this type of equipment will be installed?
So 213 small units like this. Just I will share my slide.
Okay.
So this number 4.
Yeah. It looks like a tree. The tree type structure.
Yes, sir. Perfect. These are the smaller versions of negative ion generator, which can be installed in very small area. We provide this in number of almost 200 for per square kilometer with the help of water fountains, which are water fountains of a declustered water.
Okay. Okay.
So we can means maximize the time of a sustainability of the negative ions.
Okay. So there are many big industries which are actually sometimes in problem. So as a PCBA, we can always suggest them that you can look at this technology. 5 crore for 1 square kilometer for an industry like refinery or petrochemicals complex is not a very big amount.
Yes, sir.
So they sometimes keep on spending more than that what they actually do by hit and miss type of the effort. So I'd be interested to have your presentation also, right?
Yes, sir. I will share the same, sir.
Yeah, please tell us, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, thank you, sir. Mr. Amar, there is a question from Mr. Narayan Govind. That is, does the NAI generator using a corona discharge produce any high frequency electromagnetic generation that can cause harmonics into nearby electrical electronic circuits?
No, sir. On the contradictory, we reduce EMF also.
Okay.
And we have tested it in the reputed labs also, which are NABL accredited.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no static current, no electric, no EMF.
And Amar, there is another question from Mr. Ramesh Mahajan. He's asking, are there any other manufacturer of similar equipment in India?
No, sir.
Okay.
Many are there for the indoor solutions, but none of them is into outdoor solutions, sir.
Okay. And Anand, the same question what sir has asked you, what is the cost for 1 square kilometer? Anand, cost of installation for 1 square kilometer?
So this technology, we actually give it on a subscription basis. We charge subscription wise, we charge 16,999 per acre for outdoors and 5 rupees per square feet for indoors per month.
Okay. Okay. So it's a subscription basis. We don't need to buy your equipment. We can just subscribe it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And guaranteed 33% reduction in a span of 3 months. No matter how much ever big your area is, be it, I mean, we are working with all major steel plants, cement plants, and covering an area of more than 200 to 300 acres. We are working with BHP Bilton, which is a mining company in Chile. We are covering an area of 2 kilometer diameter over there.
Okay. Okay. And there's one question from Mr. Sunil Kishore Agrawal. He's asking how much area one unit covers.
So one unit with couple of boosters can cover an area of 20 acres outdoors.
Okay, 20 acres. Okay, and there is a question from Dr. Ajaz Ahmad, who is asking to Anand, what is the effect of this Wi-Fi waves on human being?
Yeah, these are absolutely safe. These are just 20% strength of the Wi-Fi waves which are there for a mobile. And we have electromagnetic interference and electromagnetic compliance certification, which is equivalent to CISPR 11 standard of certification for safety.
So you have certified that it doesn't cause any adverse effect on human health, right?
Yeah.
You have the certification from which agency, Anand?
This is from ITI.
Anand?
This is from ITI.
Okay, I think, yeah, Anand. From which agency you are having this certificate?
It is from ITI.
Okay, ITI, that is Indian?
Telecommunication.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Anand, there's another questions. Are there any units for offices, inside office?
Yes, definitely. Although our units are more designed for outdoors, but on indoors also we do have units, and they are more effective in indoors because in indoors the air is not moving as much as it is in the outdoors. So we do have units for indoors as well.
Okay, Amar, similar question to you. Do you have any unit for indoor air pollution control?
Yes,
Amar.
Yes, sir. We have indoor air pollution controller system, that is Aeron 1000, which was the shortlisted product by Government of India by Startup Solution. It is a it was a product for COVID-19 also, and it reduces air pollution as well as it increases immunity, and it has many health benefits. So yes, we have air solution for air pollution also in indoor.
Okay. Okay. I think if there any other question, you can type it. Participant can type it in this question answer box. We can discuss it just after the last presentation. Actually, the last presentation was from Mr. A.H. Ansari, but because of some urgency, some emergency, he is not able to present there. So he has sent his apology, and he also sent his PPT that I will just run through within 3 or 4, 5 minutes. Basically, Mr. A.H. Ansari is working with MacMate, and they provide solutions of pipe conveyor. The pipe conveyor, it provides an environment-friendly solution for conveying bulk material with zero spillage and minimal air pollution. So major conveyor projects completed by MacMate includes 19.5 kilometer pipe conveyor at Bellary, Karnataka, which is the world's longest pipe conveyor system. So basically, by using this innovative pipe conveyor system, they are reducing this air pollution. So I will just just run through his presentation, and after that we can meanwhile the participant can type their questions, and after that we will just end this webinar. So I will share his presentation on his behalf. MacMate. So, so this is the presentation that has been sent by Mr. Ansari of the innovative solution of using conveyors for, pipe conveyors for bulk material transportation so that it can reduce the spillage. So this is one of the conveyor that that has been designed by MacMate for bulk material handling system without spillage and without this air pollution. So this MacMate has supplied over 1,000 conveyor system across India with overland bed conveyor, pipe conveyors, in-plant conveyors, cold handling plants. And this is this overland bed conveyors that is for Heidelberg Cement, Doma. And this is 20.3 kilometer OLBC for Heidelberg Cement. This is the conveyor system for bulk material transportation. And this is 11 kilometer OLBC for Holcim ACC, Camur. And this is this overland bed conveyors for Holcim ACC Chanda. So basically, this is the conveyor system that helps to reduce this spillage. So these are the list of long overland bed conveyor system that has been supplied by MacMate for Holcim Cement, for Birla Corporations, for OCL India, for Ultratrack Cements. So basically, it's one of the way to reduce air pollution. So, so this is the concept of pipe conveyors. The pipe conveyors overcome the shortcomings, deficiency of conventional bed conveyor system. So this is some pipe conveyors that has been provided by MacMate. So this may be one of the solutions for industry for transfer of bulk material from their mines to their plant. This is world fastest, biggest, and highest capacity pipe conveyor, and this is their supply to Jindal pipe conveyor, Jindal JSPL pipe conveyor by MacMate. So this is one of the they have supplied to Peru. So this is one of the solutions to reduce this air pollution. They are the various clients that MacMate have. So this presentation I showed on behalf of Mr. A.H. Ansari. Now I will stop sharing. Okay. So Mr. Anand and Mr. Amar, I have one questions. I think we can have a question session for right now. After that, we will end this webinar. So one of the question that I have to first Mr. Anand, and is garbage in is garbage out. So whatever dust you are removing from the atmosphere through your innovative system, you are reducing PM10, PM2.5. So where exactly does it goes? From Earth, from the atmosphere, where exactly does it goes?
Yeah. So what happens? This technology coagulates these particulate matters which are lesser than PM20. So example, if a PM2.5 is there, it will start coagulating. It will start bringing the nearby PMs together, and it will start slowly becoming bigger. It will become PM10, PM15, PM40, and when it reaches that PM40 level, it will become heavier and it will drop down over there itself. And when it reaches that PM40 size also, still it is quite microscopic. Still it's quite small in nature. even when the PM settle down after reaching that level, they can easily be cleaned with the regular cleaning which happens in the plants or in the industries.
Okay, okay, Anand. I think that. So, Amar, do you have similar take on this? Whatever is atmosphere, where does it exactly goes? Amar,
Sorry, sir. The network.
similar question to you. As Anand told that whatever is there in the atmosphere,
Yes,
by
sir.
your innovative technology, you bring it down. You bring the PM10, PM2.5 down from the atmosphere. Okay,
Yes, sir.
another pollutants. So, where exactly does it goes finally?
Sir, it is the same coagulation process. It will fall down on the earth or any surfaces. So it will fall down on earth by coagulation process. Means it will means the volume or so weight of that particular matter will increase and it will fall down on earth or any surfaces, stick to any surface.
Okay, so what about our CNC machines and other critical machines that are installed, and what happens if dust fall on those machines?
Sir, the coagulation it can it will fall on any surface, sir. So we can't control them. We can't control them to not to fall. Not means we can't control them. It will fall on the ground only, or on machine or any surface only.
So does it, have you seen in the past, Anand or Amar, that it has affected the operation of the machines, critical machines that has installed in any office or any?
No, sir. Till now, though, we haven't observed because we have a complete laboratory, full-fledged laboratory in Pune, and 24 hours we run our machines. So we didn't face any problem by this coagulation. For laptops and even for laptops and other sensitive machines, we didn't face any problem.
Okay. Any other question from any other panel, any other members to Anand or to Amar?
Yeah, even when the dust settles down, it will not have any issues actually. We are working with companies like Vedanta, Tata Steel, Aditya Birla Group, BHP, JK Cement, Ambuja Cement, Urian Cement, but we haven't faced any issues.
Okay. So, any other questions by any member?
Yes, Mr. Nitesh Rangan, we have 3 raised hands from our attendees, so I am allowing them to talk. So if they are online, they can speak and ask the question.
Okay, sure. So, Mr. Siddharth, you can ask your question. You are right now live. Mr. Arun Kumar, you can also ask your question. Please unmute yourself. Mr. Rawat, Mr. Siddharth, Mr. Arun, please unmute yourself. You can ask question. Yeah, Mr. Siddharth, are you getting us? Okay, someone has typed any question. Okay.
Mr. Roy, Mr. Arun, and Mr. Arun Kumar, are you listening to us? If you are online, in that case, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay.
I'm very much in the webinar, but right now I don't have any questions for Anand or Amar. Okay. So.
Okay. So there's a question from Mr. Devendra Pal Makar. He is asking, do you have a solution for domestic use of individual house owner, which is economical? So, this is very pertinent question. Can we have some device for individual house owner that is economical? Amar and
yes, sir. Sir, we have, as I told you, sir, we have a solution for indoors, means that for house and offices, that is around 1000, which serves the same benefits as this MHDI technology because it is based on the same technology.
What is the cost, Amar?
For
indoor for the house owner.
So house owner, it will be a cost around 18,000 rupees for 1000 square feet.
Okay, okay. And okay. So Anand, do you have similar equipment for in-house?
Yes, yes, we do have equipments for indoors for domestic use. The cost can be shared, depending upon the area which is to be covered. And generally for smaller units, for areas of 1,000 square feet, we generally sell the unit at a rate of around about 2 lakhs.
Okay, okay. So this is the solutions that can be installed by homeowners in their own homes, right? Okay. So there is one question from Mr. Sahim Muhammad. Do high wind condition affect the working efficiency? Amar, what about high wind condition?
So if windows are open, there is no problem. And in open air, during high condition, you will get down inside, you will get more area cleaned due to wind. So basically, the bigger units are there which you are installing. They will go up to 3-4 kilometer downwind and up to half kilometer towards upwind. And for both the sides, it is around 1 kilometer.
Okay, okay. And Anand, what about your system? What is the effect of high wind condition on the working efficiency of your system? Anand.
Sure. We are currently working in, all our deployments, at least 80% of our deployments are in outdoors, in plants, like in mines, in steel plants, in bauxite plants, or in cement plants where the winds are quite high. And the system is designed to, overcome those challenges and still give you a guaranteed improvement in PM 2.5 and PM 10 levels by 33% in a span of 3 months.
Okay, okay. So I believe so actually I am right now sitting in Bokaro, and air quality index is approx 60 to 70 at Bokaro. We have a thick, Bokaro, Jharkhand. So I believe that this type of innovative solutions will help across India to improve this AQI further in an affordable way. As the time passes, new innovation will further come out, and as it will be, commercially become more viable, the cost will further reduce. So this type of innovations will really show us the way how we can improve the overall air quality in India and across the world. So I believe this webinar has served its purpose, and it has given us a way forward to think in a different way how to mitigate and control this air pollution. Okay, one question is from Sachidanand Tripathi, design capacity to resist wind and storm. So this is, he has asked that, in area, for example, monsoon and all is coming in India. So is there any way, to resist this wind and storm in the installation site?
We have technologies which can reduce the fog, as well as we can increase the rainfall, as well as we can reduce the rainfall. The other technologies we have not explained in this discussion.
Because it was completely for air pollution, so we haven't discussed this other technologies other than this air pollution mitigation. Dr. Sir has developed.
So we have developed this technology in which we can reduce the fog in 1 square kilometer diameter, as well as we can reduce the rain, and we can stop the hailstorm, as well as the other rain related things we can tackle. Say for example, if you want to increase the rain in a particular area, we can increase the rain, and if you want to stop the rain, we can stop the rain. So these technologies we have not yet explained to other users.
Okay.
We had tested it in Kutch also. We get 70 mm rainfall in just 15 days. Then we had tested it in Pondicherry, in Satara. We have tested it in many places in Maharashtra, like Satara, Shahpur. We got very good results in this enhancing rainfall. and we got results in fog dispersion also.
Yeah, it's a great news, you, Amar, and your team.
Yes.
Actually, so apart from air pollution, you are also working on innovative solutions for this rain and fog.
The MHDIG technology we had discussed, that will also increase the rainfall in your particular area, sir.
Okay,
Because
okay,
it
that's
will
great.
create cloud condensing nuclei that will help to precipitate, sir. And even the precipitation is there, again the pollution will come down.
Okay, great, great. So it's very innovative, and I believe in coming days this will will be implemented across the world, across
Yes,
India.
it is a fruit of a 35 years of a research of Dr. Nadav sir.
Okay, great, great. So that's a great. There another question from Sachidanand Tripathi. Time taken for to installation per square kilometer. How many days does it take for for installation this system?
120 days per, approximately, apart from the designing and site selection.
Okay, and what about Anand? Anand, how much time do you take for installation?
Yeah, after we get the orders, I mean, it hardly would take around about 3 to 4 days for us to do the installation.
Okay, okay.
It's a simple plug and play technology wherein we just have to install the units at a height of from about 15 to 20 feet, and the installation is pretty simple.
Yeah, great, great. So I believe the last decades was for IT and digitization, and I believe this decade 2030, 2022 to 30 is for sustainability and innovative solutions like what this both the eminent speaker from J Clean and Davik Earth they are talking about. So I believe this 2030 would be the decade of India. By we would be able to install this innovative solution so that we can come out with one of the fastest growing economy and one of the third largest economy as early as possible as per the vision of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So I believe startups are playing a very important role in providing this climate change solutions, and this type of solution will help us to mitigate air pollution. And I believe this webinar has shown us a way forward how this type of because what happened in a very big organization, it's sometimes difficult to innovate, but in a startup like Davik Earth and J Clean, it's easy to innovate, easy to deploy, and easy to scale up in big organization. So with this, I believe if there's no questions further, then we can end our webinar. Is there any other question, or shall we move forward? So I believe I think this webinar has served its purpose in providing innovative solutions. So with this, I would request Honorary Secretary Sunil sir. So is there any question, or shall we go for vote of thanks? I request Sunil sir for vote of thanks. Sunil sir from Bokaro chapter.
Hello.
Yeah, Sunil sir, please go ahead. You are visible. Yeah, I think there is some issue with your system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound system. Sound system.
Okay.
Please.
Actually, I am on the.
Yeah. Right now you're audible. Please go ahead. You're audible right now.
Please speak.
Okay. Yeah. Respected our Dr. G. Ranganathan, Chairman, Committee for Advancement and Technology Engineering, IEI, and our respected Arun Kumar Mishra sir. Our respected my dear the wife of but I am on I on behalf of and on my our behalf our teachers and students
So, sir, on behalf of Sunil, sir, yeah, Sunil, sir, I think there's some glitches on behalf of you and on behalf of Bokaro Local Center. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Arup Kumar Mishra, Dr. Rangnath, and Naveen Prakash Srivastav, and both the panelists, Anand and Amar, for this wonderful webinar, wonderful presentations. And thanks to all of you, sir. And I believe that this webinar will give us a way forward to come out with innovative solutions to mitigate this climate change challenge that whole India and whole world is facing. Thank you. Thanks to all of you for the time given by you. I think more than 90 participants were present. So I believe it was one of the most successful webinar from IEI. Thank you. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.